What's the most stupid child name you've ever heard? Meconium. The mother overheard this word in the delivery room and thought it sounded pretty. Definition: meconium is a newborn's first poop. This sticky, thick, dark green poop is made up of cells, protein, fats, and intestinal secretions, like bile. Babies typically pass meconium in the first few hours and days after birth. But some babies pass meconium while still in the womb during late pregnancy. We were reading a register at work today and the first name of one of the kids was Child. Said it a few times and no one said here. Turns out they put the first and second name in the wrong box when signing up and the kid's last name was Child. We all did look a bit shook when we thought someone had named their kid Child. Uh-oh! I'm gonna get in trouble with other Redditors. For I am determined to be completely honest with this question regarding how I genuinely feel. I despise the name Madison, but only as a first name for anyone. There are other modern first names I also despise. But as I was asked for merely the most stupid, I worked for a government department for child health. Some of the craziest that came across my desk. 1. Pipe. I had to query they hadn't missed an R off the end. No, they hadn't. The baby's name was actually Pipe. 2. Bullet. 3. Law. I pronounce law-ah. 4. Wappy. Momo, Gunner, Jens, Holger, Apple, Fred, Jack Daniel, Ronnie, Holm, Northwest, Butch, Zach, Zeke, Muhammad Ali. Sure, every child with these names should feel like the Prophet and/or the Messenger of Islam, man face palming. All fancy, meaningless, Afro-American names, etc. I taught in a Head Start program many years ago, and the continuing education program for pregnant and parenting teens was in our building. Owie of the teens heard a name when she was delivering her baby and really liked it. Named her daughter Urethra. Seriously, not really a stupid name per se, but my sister is a nurse and she had to go out to the waiting room to call the next patient. The name was Bueller. She said she held back her laughter, but if she would have had to say it more than once she would have lost it. Smiley face. Wasn't there a news story years ago about a mom suing an airline for making fun of her daughter's name, Abd? I don't think it was a dream or satire, but I remember her saying it was pronounced Ab City, like that made sense. I'm definitely going with that. Very nice black neighbor family. They had an adorable little girl. When they knew they were having a second little girl, they chose the name Pastel. Little girl came out with very dark skin. That was a long time ago. I wonder how her life is going. There was a kid at my son's karate class named Prince Corey and his mom was the only person who called him by his full name. Everyone else just called him Corey. She was always yelling Prince Corey this and Prince Corey that. Lemon Jello and Orange Jello. Yeah, like the foods. Twins. My aunt met them as a nurse. Also knew a girl who gave one child the middle name Definest and another had the middle name Very Fresh. Volody and Arvolody. Boys' names in Western Georgia country. Volody literally means was waiting for him in Georgian language and Arvolody means was not waiting for him. Knew a kid named Radamanithis, named for some reasonably famous Greek. My father was in the military with a family with the last name of Hawk, named their kids Tommy and Holly. Twinkle Twinkie Twilight. No, that's not a My Little Pony character, it's an actual kid. Proof. Some kid I went to school with was called Blessing. It's kinda nice if it was a miracle the kid was born, but God, what an awful name for your child to carry their whole life. In 2007 I worked at a Human Services CPT welfare office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. This woman came in with 2 children named Deidre and Cathedral. I shit you not. What a life! I saw a news clip or something years ago of a mother pissed right off the teachers and such kept getting her daughter's name wrong. Or phonetically Ladasha, mind blown. I do contract-based IT work. Implementation when hospitals buy each other out, stuff like that. Last week I was working with an office manager named Veronica. Legendary Love, one of Nick Cannon's many children. With the last name Cannon, Legendary Love sounds like a nickname for his dick. Not a child's name. Twins boys named Case and Cage. I also knew twins boy and girl whose names were palindromes of each other. Aiden and Nadia. I like the idea. Anytime one twin has a normal name and the other twin has a made-up name that rhymes. I think the worst I've heard of was Tiffany and Symphony. Connor, spelt wrong. Daisy Boo. And my personal favorite Valentino Rossi. Then they had a really common English surname like Smith. Dick Glasscock, saw the name on a TV report. I think he was a sheriff of a small town. I'm assuming it was Richard Glasscock at one time. I went to school with a guy named Jack, middle name Hoff. His parents didn't get it until in high school he asked WTF is with my name, EJ. The mother is a French Canadian who doesn't even speak English lol. She's just listening to a lot of rap and likely doing meth. Any of those live pray love neo-white people names that all end in Reden, Jaden, Braden, Caden, Aiden. All that shit. After the end of Game of Thrones, I bet my old high school classmate regrets that he and his wife named their daughter Khaleesi, L.A. pronounced Ladasha. I worked at a ski resort checking kids into classes. This was probably the worst name I found. I'm going to search the comments and count how many Redditors think LA is a real name and not just an urban legend. There was a little African American boy on my son's soccer team named Simeon. Family was nice, the name was weird. Brusley, there's a Serbian family who apparently loves Bruce Lee, but didn't know it's his first and last name. Rabbit. Apparently mom was all drugged up when filling out the paperwork after the baby's birth. Didn't see them myself, but I was told about them. L.A. pronounced Ladasha. And Poo Poo. I knew a girl named Ray, with a brother named Ray, both pronounced the same. Does that count? I don't think it's stupid, but my daughter had a classmate named Sativa. It was interesting. My second cousin's name is Anita, last name is Dick. She got married right out of high school. Sir. Dipshit parents somehow thinking that would ensure their child always got respect. I always kinda feel sorry for kids named Finn who will eventually grow up to be adults. My dad told me about a student he once had named Daiquiri. Yes, like the cocktail. Zealand, middle name Praise. Zealand Praise. What in the backwater funny nonsense. My wife works in an EQ. She keeps a running list of ridiculous names in her phone. Beyonce. She had two sisters named Melissa and Sarah, which only made it stranger. My old coworker named her second son Deuce. Every time I hear it, I think about poop. Not a child, but one time on a dating app I came across a girl named Latrina Rhodesia. Congratulations! You named your kid after a de facto apartheid state. Heard some lady called her kid Alpha Michael Armstrong. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. Michaela. What wrong with just Kayla? Why the need to put Moo in front of it? Harry Hooker. Anita Beaton. Gig off ball. I know all of these people IRL. My sister named her kid Nevalia. I think that was how it was spelled. Seriously, not kidding. Baby girl. They named their girl. I saw a birth certificate for a kid named Boy. That's it. Just Boy. My son had a school friend named Jason. His twin brother was Jason. Shithead and La-A, pronounced She-Theed and La-Dasha respectively. Chandelier. My fiancé's parents were actually gonna name her that. KRXSDXL. I was watching RR/video and yeah, that was the name. I remember years ago some idiot named their kid Adolf Hitler. Di Quinche and Ty Quinche the twins. Why? Just why? L.A. It's pronounced Ladasha. You pronounce the hyphen, skull. That stupid character salad that Elon Musk named his kid. Areolia. Tugboats, yes. Plural. He goes by Tug, though. I kid you not. Ladasha, but wait. Spelling La-A.